Hello and welcome to a wet and drizzly tail and bend today. We're out here for round 3 of DSA. We've got a new layout which no one has really driven in full yet. I've driven little bits of it, but going to be a completely new layout, different direction to the bowl that we normally go, so I'm excited for that. The weather, like I said, still drizzling, so we'll figure that one out. I think it's going to dry out a little bit later, but either way, I like a bit of wet, so I'm not going to complain too much. Been a few changes on the car which I was going to do a video on, but then Mum and Dad had to go into quarantine and I couldn't get up there to work on it, so Dad's fixed up the car. I'll show you guys some of the stuff that we've done. I talked about previously the power steering issues with the Astra pump, and you'll probably see now there is no Astra pump. We've gone back to an LS pump here. We've got ourselves a nice power steering cooler, which should do a good job of cooling down that fluid. And we also got an underdrive harmonic balancer, which is 25% under. Should hopefully keep this pump alive, touch wood. Otherwise, did a couple of other things. Got some stickers on the car that we did a bit last minute, but you know, these events come around pretty quickly. So I'm gonna suit up. I've got practice coming up pretty soon. Car's all screwed-ed, so I'm gonna get out there and have some fun. So that session wasn't too bad, but very patchy and quite slick, so we've added in a bit more caster because I want to have a bit more self-steer in the car. Steering's a lot better, it doesn't bind up on me, but it feels a little odd and it doesn't self-steer as much as I like to with the 180. So added some caster, we'll see how that goes. Back out there for an even more patchy track. Yo! Well, that felt far and away a lot better. The car having more caster and self-steer has made the car feel like it's an extension of myself rather than something I'm trying to chase down the entire lap. So really happy with that. Might put a little bit more caster in it because I reckon it's in the realm now, but it could have just a little bit more. I do love a lot of self-steer. Don't know if that's because I've got one hand and I like the car to steer itself and me just adjust it, but yeah, I was really happy with that. Started using a bit of left foot braking, which I've never really done before, and by God, it does make life, particularly on walls like that over there, a hell of a lot easier. So started fiddling around with left foot brake. Obviously not something you want to use heaps of, but just a little bit to keep me up on the wall I think works pretty well. I'm out on the front straight at the moment. Apparently we're going to be doing some little photo shoot with the advertiser for disability or people with disabilities in drifting. So yeah, just hanging out here, looking at Stewie cruise past on his new... That's safe, those two are driving. Anyway, so I'm hanging out here waiting for the photographer and everyone else. And yeah, just chilling out. Battle's coming up. First round, don't know who I'm against, but I guess we'll figure it out.
And you're going to be right here, mate.
Okay. Well, that's photo shoot done. I ended up being there with Christina. She was, I think she's a paraplegic after a motorbike crash, and she's building a drift car at the moment to come out and have some fun after that. So yeah, did a bit of a photo shoot with her and the advertiser. Now I'm gonna go out on track and do my first round of battles. Haven't had as much practice on this layout as I would have liked. We've changed the car a bit, so would have liked a few more laps, but that's the way it goes. Time to get on into battles.
Being chased down by, of course, the podcast host with the most. It is Tate Lindstrom giving chase in that TDP Services BMW E46 with the LS1 under the hood. Nice solid job there from Warwick. Apparently he was having some misfire issues earlier in the day, but it looks like that's sorted right now as he has a nice solid run there. And Tate doing his best to be a silver shadow right there. Anyways, we get on to that. It looks like Tate getting nice and personal with that wall in the E46 coming now up the hill into the infield section. Warwick Fitzgerald doing his best job right now to mimic that lead car as he cuts a lot of line right now coming into this infield section. Trying to stay right on the rear quarter panel of that E46 as we cut through into the final corner now. Tate Lindstrom comes across the line. Warwick Fitzgerald in.
So I'm all strapped in the car. That battle didn't really go the way that I wanted on the chase run. He was a bit shallow, but his car's real short, so I don't know if he felt that he was that shallow, but by the time I lined up next to an MX-5 with this thing, yeah, I was pretty close to the inside of the bowl there. So that wasn't ideal, but I did a pretty stellar lead run, and I think I'll get pretty good points for that. So this steering is a lot better. I'm so much more happy with it. I feel like I'm driving the 180 again, except I'm also starting to left foot brake, which is actually a big help, particularly around the bowl. So yeah, pretty happy overall. Next battle, I'm up against Adam May, so that's a bit of a bigger car, so hopefully that'll go a bit better. And I just need to keep calm and not get too amped up on my lead runs and do something silly. So yeah, should be good.
Alright, moving on now. We've got Adam May in the lead in the AAA Asphalt JZX 100 getting chased down by Tate Lindstrom with a little bit of an awkward initiation there from Tate. The car just shimmying across and not quite stepping out, but he's managed to make it work. Absolutely shadowing that JZX 100 up the uphill section into our infield now. Just trimming off that angle and that line a little bit, trying to get right into the pocket behind that AAA Asphalt JZX 100. Adam May, Tate Lindstrom really pushing onto the rear bumper as we transition through the final corner, across the line, and then snap left to go in through this sweeper. That's almost as like highly judged as an entry on this layout. So great job there from Woody. He's going to get some big points for that one. As we see Tate Lindstrom right up on the wall now with Adam May giving chase, coming up the hill. Both cars with the blaze happening. A little bit of a lazy transition there from Tate, but he gets right out, fills that zone super smooth from the TDP Services BMW. Adam Wood a little bit choppy in that chase, maybe getting caught up by a car that's maybe a little bit slower than he's expecting. But again, both drivers making it across the line there.
Well, I'm in line up for my third battle now, but the second battle there, that was a lot better. Nice and close to Adam. He wasn't super wide out, but he was definitely at least mid-track. So that was a lot better, and got up on his door. I did another lead run that was pretty good. Wasn't quite as good as the first one that I did. I got good points for the first lead that I did in the first battle. I don't think I'll get quite as good points for the second lead that I've done, just because yeah, I wasn't quite as aggressive. So now I'm up against Mr. Ferrin over there, so gonna go have a good third battle, see where we stack up at the end of it.
Yeah, basically. So here we go. Ferrin, speak of the devil, is in the lead in the keeper read R34, being chased down by Tate Lindstrom in the TDB Mobile Services. E46. Sorry, I got a bit tongue twisted there. As Ferrin nice and wide once again, really showing why he's got those high lead run scores, because he has got that outside zone dialed right now. Snaps the angle and finishes that run off. Now, we've all been you know, giving him a bit of stick about the hole. Now he's got. Alright, so here we go. Tate Lindstrom now in the lead. Jason Ferrin giving chase in the Reap Fleet 34. Dives up on the inside as we hit the bowl now for one of our final runs in our L1 at top 16 coming up the hill. Oh, big tire drop from Tate Lindstrom. Manages to hold on to it. Ferrin goes wherever Tate goes. Look at him just absolutely menacing on the side of that E46. Ferrin is a man on fire right now, man possessed. He has talked the talk and now he is walking the talk, throwing down today in that keep at Reed 34, Danny.
Well, that battle didn't quite go to plan. My chase run, I got real close at one point, but otherwise it was all a bit janky and not that great. I ended up falling away as we went towards the inner clip, and I couldn't keep the car sideways. I ran out of wheel speed, so a few things to work on there. Again, my lead run was pretty good. I was pretty happy with that. I think we got 25.5 points out of 30, so that was pretty solid again, which is kind of opposite to how I normally am. Normally I go well in the chase and kind of screw up the lead, so I don't know what's happened there, but I guess we'll go home and readjust. I got 14th overall by the looks of things, so pretty much exactly the same place that I got last round. So a little frustrating, but still plenty of things to work on. Say hello to Bo. Still a few things to work on. The front end is a lot better. The power steering is night and day better, but having the toe out and having more caster has made the car feel so much better. The problem I had was that it didn't self-steer enough, so now it's self-steering like the 180 did, and that's made me a lot more confident on my transitions and just driving the car in general. Like I said, we're going to raise the rev limiter up, I reckon, put some bigger injectors, because it's still stock injectors on this thing. So get another tune, get that to happen, maybe raise the limiter to 6.8 or something like that. We'll see what happens on the dyno, but yeah, I need that extra bit of wheel speed. Could also look at maybe a different diff, like a 3.5 ratio from a 350Z. At the moment it's got like 3.69, so a few things to work on, but overall pretty happy. Car went back on the trailer, which is always what you want. No real damage other than Ferrin did add some tyre wear to my bar, but that's the only bit of damage for the day, so can't complain with that. So cheers for watching to the end on this one, and I'll see you on the next episode.